watching My Wealth, my channel where I'm attempting to get money management right. Today we are budgeting my paycheck 1 of 2 for September. I'll be budgeting in YNAB, or You Need a Budget, and running you through some of my money decisions while we continue lockdown in Melbourne. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's begin. So as you can see at the top here, my paycheck has been entered into my YNAB account, and I currently have $1,732.16 to budget. My income is actually higher than this, but as you can see, I did overspend a little bit in August. Eek! This is one of the reasons I started this channel, because I really want to get my spending under control. I don't have like huge expenses. I just tend to have a lot of small expenses that add up really quickly. So as you can see, those decisions are making a big dent in what I have available to budget this month. So I now am going to use the YNAB tool to make decisions around where my money will go. Let's begin with my biggest expense, which is rent. So rent is under my needs category, and for this month, I'll just tick this. You see that we have some information here on the right around what I budget and what I spend. In this case, I have a spending goal and I need $1,782 each month by the 11th of the month, which is when my rent is due. As you can see up here in green, I already have that money available, and that's because I always budget a month ahead for my rent. So what I am going to do is skip ahead to October, and we'll put $1,000 into my rent category. Okay, so now that's looking good, but I only have $732.16 left to budget in September. So what will I do next? My process is always to ensure that my needs are met first, then my wants, and then my savings. If I want to increase the amount of saving, then I need to sacrifice on some wants, but we'll work through this. So my next upcoming bill is likely to be utilities. I budget $150 a month for my utilities. Although it fluctuates month on month, I've found $150 does seem to be the sweet spot. I don't pay for any water where I live. It's just electricity and gas. So I will put half the amount I need for the month in now. And you can see, you can see that $75 has now been budgeted, and I'm 50% of the way through my monthly goal. The little icon here has also updated to show that I'm halfway there. Next is my car insurance. This is a monthly expense and I need $44.51. I am going to fully fund this. I'll use a little shortcut here on the right and just hit underfunded. So now I have reached my goal for the month. Yay! My car registration is currently fully funded, as you can see in green. Linked is the name of the company which takes tolls for roads in Melbourne. At the moment, I'm not going anywhere because we're in lockdown, and I have $41 in there, which is fully funded. I've set up an auto refill of my linked credits, so whenever it gets below $20, $40 is put into my account, and there's usually a little credit card processing fee. So at $41, I know that I'm fully covered if I get debited again. Petrol also fully funded at the moment with $30. I don't drive my car much at the best of times, but certainly not now. I actually think I should go and check that my car is still running because I haven't started it in quite a while. Myki is public transport in Melbourne. We have what they call a Myki card, which is like an octopus card. Trying to think what the equivalent is in other countries, but clearly not using public transport at the moment. My medical category is looking a little bit sad. So I would like to put at least $50 in a month, but to be safe, this category probably needs to get closer to $1,000 or so to cover me in case of something big, but we, can start slow. So I'll put $25 in to take that up to $27 for the month. And then with my next paycheck, I'll put another $25 in. Okay, my Pilates studio is closed, like everything. So no money to go there. And I have credit available at the studio when I do return. So once they open back up again, I'll start adding money back into that category. But for now, it stays empty. My internet and mobile phone have already been paid for the month. You can see that $68 has been deducted for my internet, $25 was deducted for my phone, and both of these categories are now at zero. So I'll add money from my next paycheck to make sure that I have funds there for when the bill hits again next month. Next up are my Raise fees. Raise is a micro investing platform that I use to invest my money. I haven't been contributing to it of late. I haven't been super happy with the user experience with Raise. So I've got money in there, I'm letting it do its thing, but just covering my fees currently. So no, we don't need to add $2.50. We've got $2.50 for my fees. I'll put $2.50 in next fortnight to cover me for next month. All right, and then stake investment. So this is where I'm now choosing to put my money. I've made some changes, I guess, in the way that I'm investing. Stake is not a micro investing tool. You have to actually think about what you're doing. So I'm starting slow. And I'll put $50 in for this week, but I'll actually hold off in transferring this into the account until I've got a little bit more money, because you do pay fees, I believe, on depositing funds in. So let's put more in rather than paying fees on multiple transactions. Okay, hair. My hairdresser isn't open and I haven't been for ages, so this is fully funded plus some. So I normally only spend $120 at my hairdresser, so I've got an extra $60 buffer in there, which, let's face it, I might need to pay just for her to sort out what my hair looks like right now. Okay, and then groceries. I have already overspent for the month. If you saw my last video, you will know that I made a decision to pre-purchase delivery from my grocery store for the remainder of the year, and I have done that to save me money in the long run. I haven't gone to the supermarket more than once or twice since we began restrictions here. I just get my groceries delivered. It's easy. So short-term pain for long-term gain. I will work to regain that money by not spending as much on my groceries. So I normally allocate $300 a fortnight. I've already got my groceries for this week. it only leaves me $36.81 for groceries next week. But what I think I will do is try to make some extra cash to help fund that category. So I'm doing a sweep of my cupboards for things I can sell, and I'm just doing a few little side gigs to see if I can bump that up to at least $100. Okay, so that's all of our needs funded for this fortnight. It's not looking too bad. But now we can move on to the wants category. And this is where I'll have to make some sacrifice because of that overspending. I only now have $237.65 left. And in fact, I should skip ahead because I need to contribute to my health insurance, which is down here. That is due to come out. It's an annual fee. It's due to come out in October. So I only have $97.75 left to fund this. Let's fund it. And we now have got enough money in there to cover that annual fee. Woohoo! It's a good feeling to know that I'm in a position at least where those big expenses are coming out and it's not a shock, and I'm not scrambling to find the cash to make payments, which, you know, we've all been there. I'm not having to put it on my credit card. I have the cash available, and this is where I want to get with all of my spending, having lots of buffers. It'll just be a dream. Anyway, health insurance is sorted, so let's go back to our wants. So I have this category upgrade allowance, which is for things around the house that I might want or need. To be honest, I'm fairly well set up now, but there's always things I like to upgrade. So actually, I would normally put maybe $50 in here, but I don't need anything right now. I've got $61. If something in the kitchen breaks, I can replace it. Let's skip it. My Uber and parking fees category, I currently have $170.81. I'm slowly funding this because my belief is that once I do return to work in my office, I will not be catching public transport. And the best alternative, because I can't really get parking close to where I work, is to get an Uber. So I'm trying to slowly fund this category so that I will be able to get Ubers to work when needed without it being stressful. In saying that, it's not a need right now, so I will skip it this fortnight. Gifts, however, I do need to fund. I have got Father's Day this month, as we all do in Australia, and also another birthday. So I'll put $25 in it this fortnight, taking my total to $66.60. And I've pretty much worked out how much I need to fund for gifts each month over the course of a year by reviewing what I've spent in previous years. I mean, it's that thing that every budgeter says to do. And then when you finally get around to doing it, because honestly, it is painful, and who wants to spend the time going through all of their old transactions, it really makes a big difference to your financial stress. So that's the proof is in the pudding that I know that if I put $50 a month into my gifts category, I'm pretty much covered for all the major birthdays of close friends, family, and I've got a little bit of a buffer if I have to buy a gift for someone or something that I hadn't considered. Okay, then I've got my clothing and beauty allowance, which does have $89.98 in it. I'm going to put more in here because I've realized that a couple of my favorite things have, oh, when I say my favorite things, the things that I'm wearing around the house constantly have developed holes. So I'm going to do some replacement purchases in the next week or so. So I will put $50 in there. My general allowance is just for anything that doesn't fit into these other categories. Normally I put $200 a month in, which is $100 each fortnight. It currently has $285.05. I don't need to put more money in there. I'm not going to buy anything spontaneously in the next fortnight that will require another $100. Whilst I'm living this tiny little life in lockdown, those spends, those unforeseeable spends are just fading away. All right, and then my takeaway allowance. I know, like, I shouldn't fund this, but part of budgeting is accepting who you are as a person. And sometimes I work really late nights, and sometimes I'm tired, and sometimes I get takeaway. I've definitely dramatically cut my spending in this area, which I'm very proud of. But I will allow myself $50 for this fortnight and see how I go. So that is my wants covered. I don't budget credit card payments because the way this tool works is that it actually takes the money from your categories if you spend on your credit card. Amazing. I'll have to do a video all about how YNAB works and why I choose to use it. But that's one of the features which is amazing. It kind of takes the thought out of managing an upcoming payment for your credit card. But after all is said and done, this fortnight tongue-tied. I only have $14.90 left for savings, which is absolutely terrible and not something that I'm proud of, because in previous months I've been dropping, that $700 odd dollars then I overspent last month. So let me put it here into my family fund, which is what I call my savings. And that's it. I've fully budgeted my income for this fortnight. YNAB has given me kudos there, saying, "You, my friend, are awesome. You've given every dollar a job." Thank you. I have, and I'm happy about it. I look forward to hopefully seeing you for my next budgeting video, which will be in 2 weeks. Tomorrow I'll do a review of what I've spent in the last week. And if you've watched this and enjoyed it and have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I've just started my channel. I really want to grow it. I really want to share what I've learned about finance and my struggles along the way to hopefully getting my money under control. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it, and I hope that I'll see you in a future video. Bye.